Yah, please fill me with the Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua the Mashiach's name, amen. Before we begin, we'll read the Shema. Children of Yah, pay careful attention and respond. Yahweh is our power and authority. Yahweh works in unity with himself. And you shall act upon your love to Yahweh, your power and authority, with your thoughts and mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Luke 6. One Shabbat, while Yeshua was passing through some wheat fields, his talmidim began plucking the heads of grain, rubbing them between their hands and eating the seeds. Some of the Prushim said, "Why are you violating the Shabbat?" Yeshua answered them, "Haven't you ever read what David did when he and his companions were hungry? He entered the house of God and took and ate the bread of the presence, which no one is permitted to eat but the Kohanim. The Son of Man, he concluded, is the Lord of Shabbat." On another Shabbat, when Yeshua had gone into the synagogue, he was teaching a man there who had a shriveled hand. The Torah teachers and the Prushim watched Yeshua carefully to see if he would heal on Shabbat, so that he could accuse him of something. But he knew what they were thinking and said to the man with the shriveled hand, "Come up and stand where we can see you." He got up and stood there. Then Yeshua said to them, "I ask you now, what is permitted on Shabbat, doing good or doing evil, saving life or destroying it?" Then after looking around at all of them, he said to the man, "Hold out your hand." As he held it out, his hand was restored. But the others were filled with fury and began discussing with each other what they could do to Yeshua. It was around the time that Yeshua went out to the hill country to pray. And all night he continued to pray to God. When day came, he called his talmidim, chose from among them the 12, to be known as emissaries: Shimon, who he named Kepha, Andrew his brother Yaakov, Yochanan, Philip bar Talmiah, Matthew, Toma, Yaakov ben Helphia, Shimon, the son who called the Zealot, Yehuda ben Yaakov, and Yehuda the Creote, who turned traitor. Then he came down with them and stood on a level place. A large crowd with his talmidim was there, with great numbers of people from all Yehuda, Jerusalem, and the coast around Zor and Zidon. They had come to hear him and be healed of their diseases. Those who were troubled with unclean spirits were being healed. The whole crowd was trying to touch him because power kept going out from him, healing everyone. He looked at his talmidim and said, "How blessed are you poor, for the kingdom of God is yours. How blessed are you who are hungry, for you will be filled. How blessed are you who are crying now, for you will laugh. How blessed are you whenever people hate you and ostracize you and insult you and denounce you as a criminal on account of the Son of Man. Be glad when this happens. Yes, dance for joy, because in heaven your reward is great. For that is just how their fathers treated the prophets. But woe to you who are rich, for you have already had all the comfort you will get. Woe to you who are full now, for you will go hungry. Woe to you who are laughing now, for you will mourn and cry. Woe to you when people speak well of you, for that is how their fathers treated the false prophets. Nevertheless, to you who are listening, what I say is this: love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. If someone hits you on one cheek, offer the other one too. If someone takes your coat, let him have your shirt as well. If someone asks you for something, give it to him. If someone takes what belongs to you, don't demand it back. Treat other people as you would like them to treat you. What credit is if you love only those who love you? Why, even sinners love those who love them. What credit is to you if you do good only to those who do good to you? Even sinners do that. What credit is to you that you lend only to those who you expect to pay you back? Even sinners lend to each other expecting to be repaid in full. But love your enemies, do good and lend, expecting nothing back. Your reward will be great, and you will be children of Ha-Elyon. For he is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. Show compassion just as your Father shows compassion. Don't judge and you won't be judged. Don't condemn and you won't be condemned. Forgive and you will be forgiven. Give and you will receive gifts. The full measure, compacted, shaken together, and overflowing will be put right in your lap. For the measure with which you measure out will be used to measure back to you. He also told them a parable. Can one blind man lead another blind man? Won't they both fall into a pit? A talmud is not above his rabbi, but each one, when he is fully trained, will be like his rabbi. So why do you see the splinter in your brother's eye, but not notice the log in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, Brother, let me remove the splinter from your eye, when you yourself don't see the log in your own eye? You hypocrite. First take the log out of your own eye, then you will see clearly so that you can remove the splinter from your brother's eye. For no good tree produces bad fruit, nor does a bad tree produce good fruit. Each tree is recognized by its own fruit. Figs aren't picked from the thorn bushes, nor grapes from a briar patch. The good person produces good things from the store of good in his heart, while the evil person produces evil from the store of evil in his heart. For this mouth speaks what overflows from his heart. Why do you call me Lord, Lord, but do not do what I say? Everyone who comes to me hears my words and acts on them. I will show you what he is like. He is like someone building a house who dug deep and laid a foundation on bedrock. When a flood came, the torrent beat against his house, but couldn't shake it, because it was constructed well. And whoever hears my words and doesn't act on them is like someone who built a house on the ground without any foundation. As soon as the river struck it, it collapsed, and the house became a horrendous wreck. What can we learn? How can we love Yeshua? How can we love our Creator after reading Luke 6? On Shabbat, focus on what to do, like Yeshua did, his Abba's will. To do good on Shabbat, saving life. Go to a quiet place and pray. Challenge for you. Pray long into the night and, if possible, all night, as Yeshua did, especially for major decisions in your life. Trust that Yeshua has power over human bodies. Trust that Yeshua has power in the spiritual world. Trust Yeshua's message, how blessed the poor, the hungry, the brokenhearted, persecuted for the sake of Christ. Woe to those who are rich, who are full, who are laughing, treated well because your testimony is false. Listen. Love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you. Allow the Lord to vindicate you. Give more to those who take from you. Give and don't look back. Treat others as you would like them to treat you. Love your enemies, do good, and lend expecting nothing in return. And you will be children of Elyon. Show compassion as our Father shows compassion. Forgive and you will be forgiven. Give and you will receive gifts. Goal in making a disciple is to fully train him or her to be just as you are. Good fruit comes from good trees. Store up God's word in your heart as seeds and water it daily in acts of obedience, leading to a life filled with good fruit. Let your words match your actions. Hear the word of the Lord and act on it. Love others. We can make disciples. Produce spiritual fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, and self-control. Bear one another's burdens. We can pray hard for others. We'll end with the Aaronic blessing. Yahweh will kneel before you presenting gifts. He will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yahweh will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yahweh will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you, and will set in place all you need to be whole and complete. I hope you guys really sink in these words from our Messiah as you overlook Jerusalem, overlook where Yeshua will come down one day, and the dead in Christ will raise and go through that gate to the right and enter the Temple Mount.